Welcome to the evening version of the Young Canucks. So yesterday, Sunday, more than 50 women joined the topless march in Vancouver, BC, baring their breasts. And the CBC News covered the story, and the story was made with a national piece. So the story included interviews from some of the participating women and men, of course, who also joined the march, wearing bras, of course, to show their support. So the feedback from some of these participating women was that the march was about equal rights. It was about, getting respect for women.
And normalizing nudity. Here's one of the pictures I wanted to show, showing that nudity isn't sexual.
So the other things that people were they want to make people aware that it's actually legal to go topless, because many people apparently do not know this. About many cities in Canada actually do allow women to go topless, including Vancouver. And also make people aware that there's still very many cities in the country that don't allow women to go topless still to this day. And of course, lastly, they want to educate men about, about the fact that equal rights for women in regards to this issue of baring the breasts, which previously men were allowed to do, and now women are. So it's also for the men as well. So they posted these interviews online, and they also included a story about a BC reporter who recently had an interview with the mayor of Vancouver, Walter Gray, and she flashed him her breasts, and he was quite a bit taken aback, and showing that he also was not aware that Vancouver allows women to go topless. So she kind of caught him unawares, this reporter, which was great. I sure would have wished to see the look on his face. And lastly, they make a little bit of anecdote to a case in Ontario where in 1996, Gwen Jacobs, a woman convicted of indecency when she bared her breasts, she finally won her case. And in 1996, it became legal for women in Ontario to also show their breasts as well. So this issue of nudity and it not being sexual, that's sort of one of the messages that the women wanted to kind of convey. How do you feel about that? Like, what do you think? Nudity, is it sexual?
I think nudity is absolutely sexual. I don't think they did a good job of getting their point across. In fact, you could see from a lot of the pictures that a lot of men were having a great time, that it was a spectacle for them. And in fact, men pay to see women's breasts because they find them sexual. In this case, they're just giving the breasts for free. So I'm not sure what benefit this provides for women.
I think, I think where they, saying that bare breasts are absolutely not sexual, that nudity in any way is not sexual, I think that's totally not the message that I think they should have been going with. I think they missed the boat on that one. I think what they should be going after is, yes, nudity is sexual. Breasts can be seen sexual, but that doesn't mean that it's not okay to show them just because they have some sexual connotations. I mean, we have lips. They can be used for eating, which is a non-sexual activity. But they can also be used in a very sexual way too, right? That's part of it as well. So, and there's nothing wrong with showing your lips. So I think they're trying
in this country.
In this country, right? In some other countries, of course. Which brings me to my other point: respect. Like they're going out on the streets to show respect, to teach men to respect women by baring their breasts. Do you see any connection there? Like, what do you think?
I'm not sure how I would respect a woman more if she shows her breasts. Maybe she's showing courage, I suppose. But
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I didn't get the point either. I was kind of confused there. Like, I don't think that women necessarily need to show their breasts in order to have respect. I mean, many men respect women who don't show their breasts. So I didn't quite catch the point of that. But I think also the article and the national piece could have gone a little bit further to explain this awareness issue because a lot of people, for one, they're not aware that it's legal to go topless, and this is reaching levels where even police enforcement are not aware that women are allowed to bare their breasts in public places, as long as it's not for commercial purposes, right? So you get these stories of women who are being constantly arrested when they show their breasts perfectly peacefully in not any kind of exploitive or commercial ways, and they're being arrested. And you know, lo and behold, the police officers find out when they try to try this case that it's not triable, that bearing the breast is in fact nothing inhuman or indecent or illegal about it, which is kind of scary that most police officers don't even know that. Much like this mayor of Vancouver as well had no clue.
Well, I think this is related to the fact that it's a very interesting case that the law is ahead of the culture. Typically, what we see, if you look at civil rights movements or women's voting rights, typically you have culture demand something of the government or of the people overall to have something. But in this case, it's more of a situation where the law has provided for something that women and men, for that matter, aren't necessarily comfortable with. I don't know that many women who walk around topless in Toronto.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of the people who protest these marches are women themselves, apparently, statistically. So it's very interesting that women are doing this for women, but most of the people who oppose it are women themselves. It's true. Which is very interesting. Yeah, so in this case, the law has definitely stepped ahead of where we are mentally and where we are progressively, I guess.
Culturally, that's
Yeah.
right.